Welcome back. Picture how your morning probably started today. You wake up, you grab your phone off the nightstand, and, well, you immediately start scrolling.
Oh, yeah, we all do it.
Right. And before your feet even hit the floor, your brain is just processing dozens of stories about, I don't know, crises, stress, fear. So you are forcing this physiological choice right at the start of the day. Do you want an earful of trouble or a mind full of peace?
That is such a profound way to frame it, and it really gets to the core of what we are doing today.
Exactly. And just as a quick reminder, this is episode 2 in our series on the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. Our goal for this deep dive is to map out the exact mechanisms to physically rewire a stressed mind.
Yes, and the foundational concept we really need to pull from the text today
Hmm.
is that simply trying to block or, stop negative thoughts is just a losing battle.
Wait, hold on. If I recognize that I'm spiraling into anxiety and I actively decide to just stop thinking about those fears, I mean, shouldn't that be enough?
You would think so, right? But it relies on that fundamental law of nature. Nature abhors a vacuum. So if you only empty your mind of the fears and the regrets, those old unhappy thoughts, they will sneak right back in to reclaim their territory.
Oh, I see. So it is kind of like having a vacant house. Like, if you kick out some destructive squatters, but you leave the house completely empty with the doors unlocked, they're just going to break back in the next day.
That is a brilliant analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to actually bring in new, stronger tenants to keep the old ones out. But how exactly do you go about intentionally installing these new tenants?
Well, the text introduces this highly specific microhabit. It is called suggestive articulation.
Suggestive articulation. Okay, what does that look like in practice?
Yeah, so basically you intentionally vary your rate of speech to slowly repeat these melodic, peaceful words. Words like tranquility or serenity.
Okay, I hear that, but I have to play devil's advocate for a second. Just sitting there repeating tranquility out loud, I mean, does that actually do anything to rewire a brain that is actively having a stress response?
I totally get the skepticism. It sounds almost too simple. But there is a fascinating detail here about the word spelling. It literally relates to casting a spell through uttered words.
Wait, really? Like an actual magic spell?
Exactly, but in a very real physiological sense. When you slow down and utter these peaceful words, it genuinely calms your physiology. It is not just about the dictionary definition of the word, it is the physical act of saying it.
Wow. So you are changing your physical state just by using your vocal cords.
Right, because the acoustic frequencies and the respiratory pacing you use, they naturally lengthen your exhales. And that signals your nervous system to just hit the brakes on the stress.
That completely changes how I view this. It bridges the gap perfectly to a standout quote from the author, drawing on Romans 12, verse 2. It says, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind."
Yes, that is such a powerful anchor for this whole concept.
It really is, because it emphasizes that shifting your thought patterns isn't just some abstract, mystical exercise. It directly produces measurable physical health and well-being.
Absolutely. And to establish that baseline of physical health, there is a specific action you can take today. Practice absolute silence for 15 minutes.
15 minutes of just total silence.
Yep. You want to picture your mind as a perfectly still body of water, without a single ripple, no reading, no talking, just throwing the mind completely into neutral.
That sounds incredibly refreshing, honestly. And before we go, there is one last piece to really make this work. You have to release any lingering guilt or, self-punishment you might be holding on to.
Oh, absolutely. That is so critical for the nervous system.
Yeah, because holding on to that stuff causes this chronic nervous tension. It is like an app running in the background of your phone, just draining your battery all day. You have to forgive yourself to let that tension go.
Forgiving yourself is basically a biological necessity if you want true peace.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to get notified about the next episode. We will see you then.